Okay, let's look at number 3. Number 3 says 4 plus n equals negative 6. First thing I need to ask myself is, what do I need to do to solve the problem? Well, what's my first step to do that is I need to get n by itself. Okay, what's the next thing I need to look at? Well, I need to look and see what is on the same side of the wall as the n. Well, if I'm looking, I've got a 4 and I've got a 4, an n, and negative 6. 4 is the only thing over here with the n. So what I'm going to do is I've got to get that 4 and I'm going to have to move it to the other side. So for me to do that, I need to take its opposite. I need to come over here and look at my 4 and say, is it positive 4 or negative 4? It is positive, so its opposite of positive 4 would be negative 4. So if I do it to one side, I have to do it to the other. Draw my line because I'm going to do my math. And I'm going to be left with, well, positive 4 plus negative 4, that's 0. So I can mark those out. I'm done with those. I've got an n left. And the other thing I have left is a negative 6 and a negative 4. When I combine those numbers together, or when I add those numbers together, I end up with a negative 10. Now, I need to check my work. I do this to make sure that I have the right answer. So I'm going to rewrite my problem. 4 plus, now I'm going to take that n that I've already gotten, which is negative 10, and now finish writing the rest of the problem. Okay, I'm still going to use that same wall. I want this side of the wall to end up adding up the same side as this side of the wall. It's very important that this side of the wall and this side of the wall, or this side of the equal sign and this side of the equal sign, come up to be the same number. For me to do that, well, I need to add 4 plus negative 10. Well, opposite signs, I subtract, right? So, what's 10 minus 4? 10 minus 4 is 6. Now, opposite subtract, take the sign of the larger number. Which number is larger, 4 or negative 10? Negative 10 is. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. Which number is larger, 10 or 4? 10 is larger, so we take that sign and bring it down to our 6. Now, I've got one side of my wall that says negative 6. I have the other side of my wall that says negative 6. Do they match? Yes. So this has to be the right answer. Let's look at number 4. Number 4 says 19 minus y. Oh, negative 4 doesn't say that. It says 19 equals y minus 11. Okay, what do I want to get by itself? What's the first thing that I want to do? I want that y by itself. So what operation is happening on the same side as the y? Well, it's subtraction. Okay, so what is the opposite of subtraction? That is addition. So I know that I'm going to add something to both sides. What am I adding to both sides? Well, I got to get that y by itself. So does that mean that I'm going to do something with the 19, the y, or the 11? I've got to get that 11 by itself. I've got to get that y by itself. So I'm going to get rid of that 11. I'm going to add 11 to this side and add 11 to this side. Now, A negative 11 and a positive 11. They are opposites. Opposite numbers add up to what? They add up to 0. So I'm left with y on this side of the equation. And then I've got 19 plus 11 on the other side of my wall or my equal sign. Well, 9 plus 1 is 10. Carry my 1. I've got, that makes 30. So my answer is 30 equals y, or y equals 30. I need to go back and make sure that I've got the right answer though. So I'm going to say 19 equals 30 minus 11. I substituted this 30 and put it into my equation right here. Do I have to use the same equation I started with? Yes, that's the only way you can check it. So, okay, if I come over here and say 30 minus 11, well, I have to borrow from the 3. 10 minus 1 is 9. 2 minus 1 is 1. So I've got 19 on this side and 19 on this side of the equal sign or the wall. So does this check out? Yes. 30 equals y is the answer.